for the next couple of days, I'm going to be checking my trail cameras. I have a total of 20 trail cameras out in the forest right now. Some of them are satellite cameras that I have set up in a place where there's no cell service, and some of them are just regular trail cameras that I have to check with take the SD cards and plug it into my phone. So right now I'm hiking into a spot where I left this camera, I think in the winter when I was archery hunting deer. So I think it was December, and I have not checked it after that. I'm gonna go in and see. It's been there for about 5 months. I'm gonna go in and see what we have captured on it. And I really like setting trail cameras in small canyons near creeks or on the edges of timber and clear cuts, because those seem to be the travel paths that animals take. All animals, deer, elk, bears, cougars. And in the winter when access is hard, I set a lot of my cameras right near roads so I don't have to walk a lot through the snow, especially if I'm tracking cougars. I set them right by the roads because cougars, they use roads a lot. I've tracked cougars before, and I think it was like 4 miles he was just walking on the logging road. So that is why I started setting up a lot of trail cameras on roads, because animals use roads as well, especially if they're crossing them in a specific area, in a specific path, from clear cut to timber or something like that, or from their feeding areas to bedding, then they will use the roads. So I use a lot of cameras not to pattern animals, but more so to just check and see what is out there. What am I hunting? What's the deer population? How often do the elk go through? Or what kind of bulls are there here? Because before I had trail cameras, I would never know how many animals there's in an area. Then I started setting trail cameras in my elk spots. Man, I was surprised how many bulls there are, how many bulls to cow ratio, and how many young calves they have. And because now I have more information, it's kind of like research. You get more information, you're able to tell, should I keep hunting this spot, or is this their transition area where they just walk through and they're out. They don't even stop here, they just run through and they're gone. So when I started setting trail cameras for elk, I was surprised how many bulls there are. In fact, I think I got, like, in one season, just in 2 months, August and September, I think I got, like, I don't know, 15 different bulls in my cameras. And most of them were 6x6 bulls, which tells me that that area holds a lot of mature bulls, not a lot of spikes or small raghorns. I mean, they're still there. So, and it's fun. It adds excitement to your hunt. You go out, you scout, you set trail cameras, then you come check them out, and you see different color bears that you get. Brown, blonde, black with a white patch. Small bears, medium bears, big bears. That is just data. It's part of hunting. It's part of your research. You scout, you research an area to know how much time do you need to spend there, or is it even worth to be hunted. So that's kind of what I do because I have time. Or another thing is cameras, you can even check them at night. So you can drive after work late at night and check cameras because you don't need daylight. You just hike in, grab your pistol. I have a revolver, 38 special revolver that I'm carrying right now. In the summer I usually carry a revolver. In the winter I carry my Beretta because I've had the revolver freeze In the winter, it froze, like the snow got packed around the hammer, and it just froze because it was super cold. I think it was just icy. It was like raining and cold at the same time. So if it froze, I wasn't even able to cock it. So then I started using my Beretta after that in the winter, and in the summer I still use my revolver. But yeah, you can check trail cameras at night, especially if you set most of them by the road. Then you just drive up, hike a couple hundred yards, check them out, and you're able to gather data. In fact, hunting is a lot like business. You do a lot of research in a broad area, and then you take that data and you identify hot zones for elk, hot zones for bears, and you know where they hang out, and then you narrow down, you niche down into one specific area. But in order for you to niche down, you have to do a broad research. In fact, a lot of people, they'll just pick one random spot and they'll spend 3 days in there, whereas they could have spent 3 days just searching broadly to find out the best spot, and then niching down for the last couple of days on one specific spot. So, kind of like that. This trail camera is pretty far. I think it's about a mile off. So, quite a hike.